This is a public service announcement for white men. It is okay to approach a Latina at the bar.
That part. Yep.
It is okay to like a Latina. We are equals. We are pretty people. We are also equal to the blondes at the bar.
Even better.
Even better, maybe. I don't wanna, perhaps.
Don't quote me on it, but.
Please, it is okay to approach a Latina at the bar. It is okay.
We will talk to you.
We will talk to you. It is okay. I promise. It is okay. Please approach us. We are all one. We are begging.
We're begging.
We're on our hands and knees. Please approach us.
I'm on my knees.
Like, what the fuck?
Why is it that average women don't want to get with average men? Which I have said, and I'm on record as saying that is the number one problem for everything. For anything, any gender divide, any gender issue for today can be distilled down to one root. Average women don't want to get with average guys. Simple as that. Average women have been raised for the last at least 4 generations of women have been raised to believe that they are entitled to, they deserve no less than a higher value man than they themselves see themselves as. And remember, how many times have we talked about how women have inflated egos and have inflated their own sense of value? All you got to do is watch whatever podcast for a quick example of that, right? Women all think they're 10s, unless they're really super hot, and then they have a more realistic idea of where they really are. Yeah. I love that.
They're conservative also.
It's funny because we on Access Vegas, well, especially around January when they start having the auditions for like the bottle girls and the waitresses and stuff like that who work at the pools, like at Cirque and Wet Republic and stuff like that. They are like, you ever come to Vegas? I'm just going to tell you this like right now. If you want to see where the hot chicks are, they're not going to you, but because they work there, they're atmosphere models and stuff too. But the bottle girls and the girls who are like truly like 9s on the Tomasi scale, 9s, 9.5s, right? You're going to find them at Cirque. You're going to find them at the pool. You're going to at Tao Beach Club. You're going to find them at Live. You're going to find them at, I guess maybe the Sahara's pool. You'll find them at Bel Air. You'll find them at Durango pool, right? Those chicks right there, they know where they rank because they had to get those jobs with women who are pretty close in rank to where they were, right? So if a chick who says, I'm an 8.5, and you go, my God, you're a 10.
Let me teach y'all some etiquette right here. You see how on camera, live, in the microphone, she says she had to pee? That is poor etiquette, right? See, I used to send my women to etiquette school. You know what they say? You never announce you're going to the bathroom because nobody wants to picture that. All you say is, excuse me. That's all you say is, excuse me. Got a lot of work to do. What you should have done when I politely tried to correct your etiquette, right? You should have said, you know what? Noted. I'm going to do that next time because you're right.
Instead, you could have told me that off of the camera, but
well, you said you had to pee. You said you had to pee on camera.
Okay, but you corrected me on live, so I'm gonna talk
so
my
we not
shit
supposed.
on live.
So we not supposed to be real on here.
We could be real.
So don't you think that's a better way to go to the bathroom?
Yeah, sure.
You want to know some other things I learned etiquette? Teach her cutlery. Does she know how to eat peas with a fork? It's a very specific way to do it. I bet she doesn't know. And when you give her that game, she can go into certain places and feel respected. Because what you guys don't understand is people on higher levels with etiquette, that you can dress the part, you can talk the part, but then you give yourself away with how you move. And it immediately lets them know and detects you of not being one of them. That's what a lot of women don't even know. They could come, they could dress right, they could talk right, they could have the look, but they're moving in ways that they don't know that's giving themselves away to these men that let them know, like, you're not from here, this is not your normal environment. So teach your woman that, teach yourself that. Matter of fact, go get my etiquette guide. Everything that we learned in these weekend-long New York trips for etiquette, I put all it.
Bro, I just seen a video of it saying, ask your girl for $50, bro, just to test her, just to see what she do. You know what I'm saying? Like, just act like you left your wallet at the crib. You need $50 real quick just to borrow it, right? And it dawned on me, bro, it's a lot of out here, bro, who will pay $1,500, gang, to go see Chris Brown. $1,500. But won't get $50, bro, and try to make a excuse about that. Then here they go in the comments. Oh, I'm not giving no man no money. I was raised like that as a man. You should have your own this and that. You don't have money on you. You don't have cash. Whole time, gang, you just being tested. And they don't understand that. But you will go give a who you don't know $1,500 worth of your money that you probably have to work for 2 weeks just to save up on. But you can't give your man $50? Yeah, when I said that blew my mind, bro, I had to actually think about that. Like, bro, that's so sad that we actually got to talk about this. Bro, I am baffled. I am flabbergasted.
Is he toxic to me? No. He does what the fuck I want him to do. He's not toxic to me. Is he toxic to his wife and his kid? Absolutely, because he's not.
Why are you dealing with a like that, son?
Shay! Shay! It's
the fuck is you talking about?
How is that not your business, bro?
Shay.
That's not my business.
Bro, that sounds like
Excuse
no,
me.
you're not taking accountability.
That's not my business.
So
if he wants to cheat on his wife, why is that my business?
So what you
niggas that cheated on me and didn't feel like that was their business.
Man.
Why do I care if this man want to cheat on his wife?
man.
Why, Eli? Why, Eli?
So what you be?
Hold on. Why, Eli?
That sounds-
Why should I care if this man want to cheat on his wife?
You want to teach me about ethics? Go yourself. Why do older girls think that once they're older, they're allowed to coach on who they could date? When you were 25 years old, 24 years old, you wanted to talk to the that was 34. You want to teach me about ethics? Go yourself.
Jesus, take the wheel.
I got older, I got richer, and realized my prime lasts as long as my money does. Yours lasts as long as your beauty does. Unfortunately, your beauty has an expiration date. My dollar value doesn't. Go yourself.
I ain't playing with you no more.
I finally understand why so many men are resentful toward beautiful women. And I mean this sincerely, because my ultimate dream is to be a stay-at-home mom and just cook and clean and do Pilates all day, every day. Like, that is the pinnacle for me. And that is an aspirational yet attainable goal for me and for women like me, because all I have to do is fall in love and get married. Like, there's like a 50-50 chance of that happening in my life. And whereas if I were a beautiful man, the likelihood of me having that same lifestyle is slim to none. Like, you can be a beautiful man and still have to work your freaking butt off. And that realization just occurred to me, and it makes me so sad. And I'm not even taking into consideration the majority of men, which the majority of men are average looking. So they can't even access a beautiful woman unless they are successful or hilarious. So when you see all these women accumulate exorbitant wealth or have this amazing lifestyle, all due to their beauty, how do you not end up growing this like insidious resentment and bitterness toward that group of people? And I'm not saying it's right. I'm just saying it sucks, it's unfair, and I get it.
I'm a married man that understands the risk of men trying to get married. I'm going to say marriage isn't for everybody. I'm the type that's going to advocate for the women and say, I actually think you need to be at a certain dollar amount in dealing with today's women. As an example, the woman under 40 that you see today is not the 40-year-old version of your mother or your grandma. Between social media, between OnlyFans, between the liberation movement, etc., these women have been conditioned to be addicted to dopamine spikes. What it's done is the version of what women in the West are now. Their hypergamous nature is to a level no other women that's ever existed collectively have ever done. They're demanding things that no women have, that in mass have ever demanded from a collective of men. They're asking for more than ever before. They cannot be content. They're taking this mindset into a marriage, to a relationship, in the dating market. They're not getting the desired outcome, and they've been convinced that the problem is just and primarily the men.
So this is what women keep on missing. I don't know how they continue to miss it, but they keep on missing. There was women saying, you know, as a beautiful man, you still have to work hard, but as a beautiful woman, you get all of these things thrown at you. And when your life is so easy, then I can see why you as a man would be bitter. It's your entitlement. It's you thinking that you're better than everyone. If if I walk in here as a rich kid, right? If I walk in there as a rich kid and I say, you know, give me your best dish, give me your most expensive steak, and this side and that side and this side and that side, and I don't have to pay for it, people are gonna look at me crazy like, oh, my dad is so and so famous person. Okay, so then you should be able to pay for it. Like, we're not running a charity here. We're not running a soup kitchen. You should be able to pay for it. I'll give you to this time because, you know, hopefully get his business, whatever it might be. I'll give it to you this time. Hopefully to get his business. Or hopefully to get a sponsorship. I don't know. But, okay. You come in the next time, you expect that same treatment. And then the next time. And then the next time. And then the next time. At some point in time, you got to give back to the business. Modern women are not giving back to the business. They don't, even though their meal was comped. Oh, tell them we said, hey, how's it going? Even though their meal was comped, they still won't give a tip. Hey, you know, here's a tip for the valet. Here's a tip for you guys for even doing this for me. I appreciate it. That makes it a little bit easier, even though we didn't make back what we spent. That makes it a little bit easier because you show gratitude. Even if you look at the mafia, their whole shtick was give us money and we'll protect you. So there was something that you could give in return for something. Whether it worked or not is two different things. But I'm giving you something and I'm going to get something in return. Men aren't receiving anything. Modern women are just entitled. Give me a man that's 6 foot. Give me a man that's 6-pack abs. Give me a man that makes 6 figures. What is that man going to get in return? Nothing. Exactly. That's what men get upset about.
Women's world needs to be shaken up because you men are not doing your job right. Some of you have forgotten what it means to actually lead a woman. You've stopped creating mystery, excitement, and tension, and now you wonder why she's bored out of her mind. Putting a roof over her head, paying the bills, that's not romance. That is your responsibility. That's the bare minimum. You think that's good enough to keep her inspired, to keep her craving you? No, because women don't fall in love with comfort. They fall in love with the emotion. When was the last time you made her heart race? The last time you did something that made her feel alive? Are you taking her dancing? Are you going to concerts? Are you holding her close, letting her feel your energy, your confidence, and your dominance? Do you ever surprise her? A note, a simple look, a moment that reminds her that she's still the woman you chose every single day. Do you defend her when somebody disrespects her? Do you protect her peace? Or do you make her question if she's even safe with you? Women crave romance, intensity, and adrenaline. They need high emotion spikes, that rush that makes them feel seen, desired, and alive. You want to know why?
So if I get angry with my daughter and I have a temper, she will check me because I dealt with the situation in a way that shouldn't have been dealt with.
But your daughter can check you?
She will say that. I teach her to say, like, if you feel like mommy was being real mean, raised my voice, had a temper.
It makes sense. The father isn't in the home, right?
No, not.
And this is why it's very detrimental to kids when they are being raised by single moms, because why does a child have authority over the mom? That's nonsensical. The child at a very young age should not have any authority over the parents, because those are the years where they need mental development, physical development. They don't need to be the parent in the home. They need a parent. In a 2-parent household, if the child isn't listening to the mother, the father steps into place and then corrects the child.
Right, yeah.
And then also corrects the child and say, hey, don't speak to your mother that way, or I'm going to whoop you. No more PlayStation. No going out with your friends. There's going to be some type of disciplinarian action that takes place. But basically, y'all swapped. You started playing the child's role, and the child started playing the parent's role. And that's what leads to the destruction of the youth. This is how children end up having a problem with authority, because in their younger ages, they are playing the authority role. So then they get pulled over by a cop. They're talking back to the cop, not listening. Now they're in handcuffs and they're in jail because they didn't comply and give their driver's license, because they felt like, well, I don't even listen to my mom. I got to correct my mom. What makes you think that I'm going to listen to you?
No,
You're not my mother.
Ask everyone to rate their own looks on a scale of 1 to 10. You can't pick 7.
I would say like an 8.
I would say like an 8. I'd say 10.
I would say a 5 on a bad day and a
6.5 on a great day.
I know you fucking.
But sometimes I'm in the mirror, I'm like, you're a 10, man, because it's all about the mindset.
I would say a 9.
I think I'm a 10.
10. Okay. What about you?
A 5 or 6. I would say 8. There's always room for improvement.
Why don't average-looking women? Why don't they think they're average? What do you think 100,000 men would rate you on average?
Probably 7.
7-ish.
I don't know. I would assume that I'm their type. So, like a 10, I don't know.
Unpopular opinion, but being a man in today's world might actually be one of the hardest jobs on the planet. And here's why. So check this out. Women say they want sensitivity, but not too much sensitivity. Share your emotions, but don't you dare share too many or suddenly you are weak. They say be a good leader, but in the same breath, I'm not following you anywhere because I'm Miss Independent. How does that even work? They want strength with just the right amount of vulnerability, honesty, but not so honest that it points out their flaws, because then you are the bad guy. They expect you to read their mind, but if you assume what they're thinking, you're wrong. Be financially stable, but also have endless free time to give all your attention to me, because doesn't financial stability take time to build? When you hear these requests out loud, you realize how much they contradict each other. Sounds confusing, right? But imagine being the man who's expected to figure all of this out. So here's the question. Do men really have it easier? Or are we just not being honest about how impossible these expectations really are? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I know this one is going to spark a debate.
Am I dating this right?
No. Doing this right.
Am I doing this right? Am I doing this right? Dating advice.
Are there any single Christian men left in the church? I genuinely never see them.
Say, one, if you're a guy that's watching this and you go to church, or maybe you're in spaces where you're looking for a wife or looking for a girlfriend, don't be afraid to shoot your shot. I know a lot of girls out there who go and they're like, these guys don't want to talk to anyone. So guys, be bold, have a conversation. There's a lot of girls out there who are looking to be talked to and looking to be interested in.
And you know how we know this? We're gonna take this opportunity right now. If you're a single guy or a single girl, why don't you go ahead and throw your name in the chat, in the comment section right now. And if you see someone that looks interesting, send them a little message. Be like, hey, how's it going? Shoot them a DM, and then let's see what happens.
And let us know what happens.
I have a male friend in his late 30s, American, dating mostly in America his whole life, of course. And he and I talk a lot about dating, and he recently moved to Europe for a small period of time. And he said, dating is so much more fun here, approaching women is so much more fun here. And I said, really? Like, what's the difference? And he said, women don't look at you like they're disgusted with you when you approach them. And I was like, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. And I feel like I've noticed a really big cultural shift in the last, 20 or so years, where men approaching women, trying to hit on women, whatever you want to call it, like, is looked down upon and like almost subject to like social humiliation in the moment or afterwards. And so I feel curious, like, have you seen this, especially if you're a woman? Like, do you like when men approach you? Do you hate when men approach you? How could men approach you in a way that felt good to you? I'd love to hear your thoughts.
So I saw the study that almost half of men aged 18 to 25 have never approached a woman in person. And let me tell you, that was literally the most disheartening statistic as someone who's in that age group and who just deleted all her dating apps because she wants to meet someone in real life. I really do not want to hear anyone about a male loneliness epidemic when half of men my age aren't even attempting to talk to a woman in real life. I completely understand the fear of rejection and everything. It's hard out here to just go up and talk to someone you don't even know, but I feel like our dependence on online stuff, dating apps, Instagram, whatever, has kind of made it so that no one talks to anyone anymore in real life. Because why risk rejection in person when the most you could do is slide into their Instagram DMs, and then if they say no, that's it. You don't have to see them again, you don't have to face that rejection in real life. Also, though, people are gonna say, it's 2023, why didn't the woman just approach a man? That is completely fine. I have done that before. I have been the one in my past 2 relationships to, pursue, I guess, the man first. But sometimes a girl just wants to be asked out, if you're looking cute, you want someone to be like, hey, I think you're really pretty, can I get your number or something? So, I don't know. I guess this is a message for guys. If you're watching this, don't feel super afraid to ask a woman out or say something. It doesn't have to be anything big. You just say, I think you're really pretty. Can I have your number? If she says no, respectfully move on. The fear of rejection that people have is really deterring them from ever saying anything to anybody now, especially because it's so easy to be like, oh, I could just like look them up on Instagram later and like say something or like their story, which doesn't mean anything. So yeah, I guess this is your sign to talk to somebody today. If you think they're cute, just say something.
One of the dumbest lies that these women who preach about toxic masculinity say is when they say things like, oh, it's okay for men to be emotional. I want my man to be emotional. I want him to vent to me. Be so for real. You do not want an emotional man. You actually find them repulsive. So sorry to all the men that had to endure that time period where being masculine was the absolute worst character trait you could have. We're kind of still going through that, but I feel like we're kind of coming out of it. But do not listen to these women. They do not want you to be emotional. They are lying to themselves. I am a woman that's not mentally ill. I talk to a lot of other non-mentally ill women on a daily basis, and we all agree that venting is very unattractive. Being hyper emotional as a man is very unattractive. And the thing is, these women that preach about toxic masculinity are actually attracted to stoicism. They are actually attracted to masculinity, but they have to lie to themselves to fit within the sisterhood. So then they go find an emotional man and they end up hating the relationship. They are completely exhausted by the emotions. And they get so upset when you put men and women into boxes. And truthfully, I think that that's fake outrage. But the thing is, I'm emotional as a woman. Most women are emotional. If my husband was also super emotional, this would never work. It would be exhausting. So how about we just celebrate the differences? How about we just celebrate the masculinity and the stoicism and say, oh, you know what? I need some of that in my life.
So, and I do understand what Lauren is saying. I think she said something to the effect of they need the adrenaline, they need the spikes, they need the high. It does good for their emotions. It does good for who they are, right? And a lot of times, to be fair, a lot of these modern women, they live off of that emotional high for God knows how many months. So I'm not saying that men shouldn't do that. I'm just saying that women have sort of become junkies when it comes to this emotional high. If you were to get this every so often, and that's really honestly and truly, that's a validation that they go to well, I'm going to the club tonight and I'm doing this, and they go out there looking for that validation. Well, I'm going out with my girls looking for that validation. You know, I'm pretty, loyal, but I do like to flirt a bit here and there. I'm looking for that validation, right? I'm looking for that emotional high. But if you would give it to me at home, then I wouldn't do it. No, some of these women, they just like the emotional high. They just love the roller coaster. And so they're going to get it from anywhere and everywhere. Honestly and truly, we talk about how men, you can do this for them, you can do that for them, but they'll still go out there and cheat. Modern women are still actually going out there and cheating. They're getting validation and attention, drinks, things paid for from other men, and they know they're not supposed to be doing that. But because they're not physically cheating, in terms of having intercourse with that person, then it doesn't count. That man could be touching all up on her gradually, subtly, but I didn't kiss him. And that's what they'll say to you. I didn't kiss him. Did he touch you? Were you guys touching? Well, it wasn't really anything. It was just like a light, flirty touch, and they'll downplay it and it make it ambiguous. Like, what are we talking about here? That's what these modern women are doing. And this is what men are seeing and finding out. And that's why they're staying away from a lot of all of these games and dating.
One reason why the chosen man should remain single is because women don't want a real relationship with the anointed man, with the man on his purpose, with the man that has things coming to him frequently, freely, and abundantly. They just want validation to say that they were with this successful, anointed man. They will tell their friends, hey, I had him for the day. I had him for a shorter period of time just to boost their ego. But they don't really want longevity with the anointed because they understand that their light is diminished when the chosen presence is around them, because they are not prioritized. They're not put first. They're not raised on a pedestal as if they're some princess. They're actually treated with logic and with reason. But chosen men, subconsciously, we understand this because purpose comes first. And when a woman is not prioritized and put second after purpose, we then get resentment. So it's best to just remain on your purpose and go as far as you can on that divine alignment. Then a woman who realizes and recognizes your value and that you have fulfilled your purpose will then come in with respect and actually honor what you have built. Stay chosen.
You're a creep if you approach the girls. Look, I get it. There is so much stuff on social media nowadays of all these girls saying, don't approach us. We don't want you to come talk to us. Oh my gosh, get away. You're a creep. No, only come approach us if you do this one thing. I understand, but I speak for real women. Women who are high value women in their feminine energy are the real women who are really wanting to grow and soften in their feminine energy. There are so many incredible women out there, but they're not the girls that are sitting on social media calling you men creeps. When you live your life thinking that if you approach a woman and she's going to call you a creep, that's when you're going to attract that into your life. You have to open your mindset and understand there are so many wonderful women all around you. Now, discernment plays a huge part in this, but discernment is something that you build. Is she giving you eye contact? Has she smiled back at you? You've got to take action. You have to start smiling and waving, seeing if she is receptive towards that. If you smile and wave at a woman and she looks at you like, that means she's not a real woman that wants to talk to you. But it's all about how you truly feel about yourself. If you think that you are going to be trashed on by other girls, then yes, you are going to have that experience. Real women want to be approached. They are looking for great men out there, and it's not about his physical appearance. It's not about how much money he has in the bank, and it's not about how tall he is. It's about who he is at the core, and is he a respectful man that matches her energy and makes her feel emotionally safe.
There's these women stealing Finance Bros salads.
Hey, oh my god, so sorry, I grabbed your salad, let me just make it up to you and buy you a new one.
She's saying that some of her friends go to salad bars and steal the salads that are waiting on the side that have been ordered for pre-collection from these guys that work on Wall Street. And then they find them on Instagram based on the name that's on the top of the order and message them as a counter to the fact that so few men that are eligible are approaching women.
They're really clever, I must say.
Dude, they wipe the floor with guys with that social stuff. Another girl walking through Central Park, and she's basically saying walking through Central Park, my hair's great, my skin's great, I've got the boobs out today. And I wonder if any man is going to approach me.
Nobody ever hits on me or approaches me. Ever.
So it's evident to me that there is a world of women who really would quite like to be approached more by guys.
I'm gonna let her talk and I'm gonna explain after.
To coach our coaches' classes and sessions. Let's decode what men really mean when they say certain things. Excuse number 1. If he says I'm so stressed out, he's broke. Says I'm going through a lot, he's broke. If he says I'm fighting my demons right now, he's broke. If he says I have a lot on my plate, he's broke. Last but not least, if he says I'm severely overwhelmed, what does that mean, class? He is broke. Good job. A's across the board.
Now, I'm not gonna go with the unhammered attacks and attack her figure at all. I'm just gonna speak what she said. I'm gonna attack the argument. Now, I did make a comment on her page, and here it is. And I said, nah, rich men go through other things besides finances. This applies specifically for ones who aren't rich. Hey, she's just talking about the money. Now, like I said, I wasn't gonna attack her, I'm just gonna attack the argument. Typically when women say, I'm working on myself, she big as f***. Typically when women say, I'm battling demons, she big as f***. And when women say, I don't feel good and something is wrong and I'm mentally going through something, you guessed it, she big as f***. And you wanna get married. Pack it up.
Because it is always coming down to that, well, if I gotta compete, pick her. It's
I understand that, because if I'm out here throwing other women in her face, or I'm like, hey, my other hoes don't treat me like this. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's f***ed up. But when we're talking about dating, bruh, you have to absolutely know if exclusivity has not been established, you're being compared to someone. It's not, now the thing is, it's not your job, and I would also caution against shifting yourself to meet somebody's standard. What you should be doing at all times is walking in the totality of your value and letting that speak for you.
Absolutely.
If you valuable, you ain't gotta beat your chest in front of other people to show them that the other women that he walk with ain't you. Just be you. You don't even want to be too boisterous and attract the wrong to you. So if you're not loud enough for him, or you too this for him, take that as a great thing.
Absolutely.
And walk away.
Absolutely.
Good morning. So apparently the is upset because they feel like I only bash them and I don't talk about. I'm gonna post the screenshots of what the is saying. They think that I don't say nothing about goof. And I'm thinking in my head, do y'all not look at yourselves in the mirror every day y'all wake up? Y'all look like without the makeup, the wigs, and the weave. What is we talking about? Now it's a problem, but it's not a problem that there's 300 million children up here every day begging for money from hard work. Don't got bills to pay, like don't got kids to feed, like don't got haircuts to get. You be having that work for FedEx and UPS, delivering mail up to 33 flights and no elevator in the heat. First thing he looked down at his phone is asking for. Imagine that. Go out and get y'all own money. I with that fake bougie. Y'all just started eating crabs at the age of 25. Only crabs y'all used to see was the ones between y'all legs. Y'all just started eating steak. The only steaks y'all used to have was the steakums in the freezer. Can we stop playing around, please?
Do you handle someone approaching your girl while you're with her?
I don't. Man, that's her job. Hey, man, if you can get her, you can have her. It's my woman's responsibility to make him feel stupid. And what does that mean? That means she doesn't even respond. She makes that man talk to himself. Don't make no difference to me. You can talk to her. You can talk to her if you want to. Ain't no sweat off my back. Hey, man, if you can get her, you can have her. And y'all can walk off right now if she wants you. But my woman is going to be in pocket. My woman is going to dish you, or my woman is what she's supposed to do. She's not even going to acknowledge you're talking to her. You're going to be talking to yourself and look like a fool. I'm not finna get her all up in arms about no. I ain't finna be out here tussling with no about no broad. Hey, man, if she mine, she mine, and we gonna walk out of here together. And if she not, she gonna give you some attention, and maybe she can leave with you, because she ain't leaving with me. I ain't sweating it. I ain't tripping on it. I ain't even taking it as disrespect. If you can get her, you can have her. That's how I feel.
I don't want no nigga that's on TikTok. Go get your ARP, nigga. Get in the field. The fuck?
And we don't want no that's trying to get us to shut the fuck up and take that Frontier flight and take your mother to the insane asylum. Talking about I want the AR. You go buy an AR and take your punk to jail with Queen Latifah and them. Big, strong, bulldiger looking ass when you get done with all that thinking you doing. You gonna be built like a mustard. Tired of y'all. Y'all is slow as you say dumb and then for some strange reason God keep letting y'all have people kids. Nigga, no.
Some people may disagree with me in the comments, but it is what it is. I'm gonna say it. Because the men, actually multiple men have told me this. The only people who actually care about you having your stuff together, you getting all these degrees and you getting this bad girl, is you. Just you. Because a real man, which y'all consider to be providers, don't care. They don't care about how many degrees you have. They don't care about how much money you have in the bank. They care about you being a feminine woman that treats them good and that knows how to do traditional things inside the house home. That's why so many of y'all be running rabbit, confused as to why that man cheated on you with a girl who you feel like was less than. Well, baby, it had nothing to do with her bank account. It had nothing to do with her education. It had everything to do with how she made him feel. Yeah.
And I do see what she's saying. There was one woman that was talking about, the energy that you put out is the energy that you attract. I think once again, I'm coming back to, and I really wish, because I understand it, I'm not approaching a woman because she's going to think that I'm creepy. Well, if you think that you're creepy, you're going to probably come off as creepy. I understand all of that. I think I just wish that women would put themselves in the shoes and rest in the shoes of a man. If somebody did this to me, how would I feel? Would I ever approach anymore? What things would I do? What steps would I take? Like, sit down and actually listen to what men are talking about. Because a lot of times it's so quick to, okay, you know, just keep on doing it. Just keep on approaching. Just go do it. You know, just get it done. And men are like, well, no, I don't actually want to do that. There's other better things that I could be doing if you don't want to help. That's what I'm saying. Modern women, all we get from modern women is I'm raising my standard. We don't get help. We don't get assistance in dating. We just get I'm raising my standard. Well, great that you raise your standard, but you need to help somebody. That's what it's going to come down to. You guys are not helping in dating. You're just talking about your standards and all that other stuff. Help that man approach you. Show that you're approachable. Show that you're open. You say something. With the way that y'all been acting, you put yourself out there. You step out a little bit more. Instead of you taking one step, now you might have to take 2 or 3. You want to take one step and maybe add half a step on because you're a lady. Well, I'll take 1.5 steps. But men, you used to take 5 steps. I want you to take 10. No, man, you got to start taking a little bit more than that.
Everyone says men become mean when they stop loving you. But what if the truth is he just became tired? A lot of men are called toxic or heartless when they start pulling away. But
many times what's really happening is that the man has already been emotionally exhausted for a long time.
Men are not always loud about their pain. They don't always explain every feeling the way women do. Many men try to fix things quietly, tolerate things quietly, and carry the pressure silently. When a man finally becomes distant, colder, or less patient, people assume he suddenly changed. But most of the time, he didn't change overnight. He just reached the point where he stopped fighting for something he felt he was losing anyway. A man who feels constantly disrespected, unheard, or unappreciated doesn't always know how to communicate that in long emotional conversation. He withdraws. His energy changes, not because he wants to hurt you, but because he's tired of feeling like the villain in a story he feels he has been trying to save. And the truth is, men leave for peace too. Just like women, men also want respect, calm, loyalty, and emotional safety. When a man feels like every conversation turns into conflict, every mistake turns into judgment, and every effort goes unnoticed, something inside him starts to close.
So when he becomes quieter, colder, or distant, sometimes it's not cruelty. Sometimes it's exhaustion.
Because a man doesn't always leave when the relationship ends.
Sometimes he leaves long before that, the moment he realizes the place he was trying to build peace has turned into a place where he constantly feels at war.
Hello?
Hello, hi. What's going?
Chilling. I ain't doing shit. What's up?
Nothing. I just got a lot on my mind. Can you talk right now?
Yeah, what's good?
So, hold on, let me go outside real quick.
Okay.
So, I'm just going through a lot and stuff like that, and it's the 4th or whatever. I'm trying to ask you a question. Like, I gotta pay my rent, and these kids don't get to school. And, I'm just going through a lot right now. What you doing, like, I don't know.
What you mean you going through a lot?
I can't pay my rent. Like, I supposed to pay it on the 1st, and then I couldn't pay it. Like, I was trying to see if you got, like, a couple of dollars or something to me out.
A couple of dollars? What you mean? How much?
Shit, really just like 500. That ain't nothing. That ain't nothing to you.
500? I just had to pay my rent.
So what you saying? Like, these kids going back to school, like, you can't help me out?
I ain't got it right now.
What you mean you ain't got it?
I ain't got it. Just like you ain't got it, I ain't got it.
Man, get off my phone, man. I'm finna block you, man.
You gonna block me?
Yes, because I don't got time. You can't help me out or nothing. I gotta pay my rent.
Shit, help me out. You need to help me out, too. Shit, it's vice versa.
Bye.
Women hurt men that they're jealous of, okay? Because
When she knows that you're a good man, you're a strong man, she also understands that you wouldn't truly like her for who she is, so she's going to try to manipulate you, disrespect you. She knows if you truly got to know her for who she is, you're going to lose interest and find a better girl. So what she's going to do is try to break you down, make you feel insecure, make you feel anxious by not texting you specifically or doing all these things, making you spiral in your mind about her because it makes her feel confident. It gives her the validation that she's better than you and you won't go for other options. A woman's biggest fear is you marrying another girl, especially a girl who's hotter than her and better than her. She is jealous of you. She is insecure about you, which explains why she is so adamant about hurting you over and over again. Just leave. 101 Coaching in bio.
Do all men think kindness is flirting? Oh my God.
Now I know what I'm about to say is going to be a truly radical idea, and there will be some out there that really do have difficulty wrapping their minds around this concept. But it is still not all men. Imagine. However, I will say, in this case, there are some men out there who unfortunately do tend to mistake kindness for flirting. But if a person is wondering how that could possibly be, how could a man mistake simple kindness or politeness or even a compliment for flirting? Well, the reason is actually very simple. If a person just takes a moment to think about it, how often do you think a man outside of his immediate family receives any sort of kindness or any kind of compliment at all from a woman who ultimately, well, doesn't want something?
They be hiding the fact that they hoes because they did it for free.
I didn't say it. She did. Not me. But she. I am just the middleman in this situation. I am just bridging the gap between her video and y'all's phones. I didn't say anything. The video's practically over. I ain't got nothing to say. Because I know how a lot of y'all be saying, I like to take videos and spin them and make them into something that they're not. This time around, I am just a middleman. An innocent bystander to some people. I'm just bridging the gap, that's all. But fortunately for y'all, man, I ain't gotta listen to shit I'm saying, because I am just a normal guy. Y'all keep the change.
I am a single mom, and I have come to the conclusion that I'll never get married.
Let me preface this by saying that I am not anti-marriage. I think that you should make whatever decision for yourself and your life that you want. I'm just saying where I am and why I don't think that marriage is beneficial to me. In my mind and by my own experiences and calculations, the cons severely outweigh the pros when it comes to marriage as the woman and as the wife in a traditional marriage. The way that I see it, I would be losing out in every single aspect if I were to get married. The expectations for the work, the emotional labor, the mental load would all fall on me. And I know what you guys are going to say. Some men really do their part. Some men really da-da-da-da. Okay, that's fine. I feel like that's more the exception than the rule. And I'm not going to base me spending the rest of my life with somebody off of the few good apples there are amongst the pool of toxic men. When I think about what my ideal life looks like, it's literally the life that I'm living now as a single woman. My house is the way that I want it to be. I decorated the way that I want it to be. There's no mess that I didn't make in the house aside from my 5-year-old, but he's a 5-year-old, so I don't mind cleaning up his mess. He's a kid. I don't want to clean up after a grown man. I don't want somebody in my face every day asking me what's for dinner. I don't want the expectation that you're going to be folding me like a pretzel every night. I don't want to feel the responsibility of having a partner who has high expectations, but is not contributing an equal amount.
I just don't get it. I just don't get it. I just don't get it.
I didn't say that women don't want a happy, loving relationship with their family. I didn't say that.
Okay. A husband is part of the family.
Right. So I've been there and done that. But yeah, nobody said.
Just because it didn't work out for you, drop a bomb. You talking about I've been there and I've done that. Maybe your experiences won't be her experiences. Don't make them feel like that is not a good thing and they shouldn't go for it because maybe it didn't work for you. Everybody has to experience it on their own, and I mean that respectfully, ma'am. Respectfully.
I didn't say that it didn't work out for me. Y'all asked the question, and then you come over here with the extra because you have to like try to get a jump out her skin, which she.
I'm just responding. I'm listening to what you're saying.
I'm not about to jump out my skin because you got ignorant responses.
I'm just listening to what you're saying. You know what I'm saying?
I didn't say that.
You have an ignorant mindset. 80% of men that are locked up right now come out of single mother households. Men and boys, on average, do way better in life when they have two parents in the household. Their father and their mother. That two-parent household automatically is going to be better for that child. Statistically, the facts show it. Kids that are raised in single mother households don't do well as kids that are raised in single father households. Those are facts. Those are the stats. So I would say that the key to making sure that your kids have a successful life is to make sure that that mother man is in that child's life. And what better way to have that man in that child's life if mommy and daddy are in the same house at the same time being a parent?
I mean,
I appreciate it, Tress.
And you know, and this is exactly because modern women, once again, they tell you what they don't want to do. I don't want to give you this. She's a single mom. She's a single mom. I'm a 32-year-old single mother, and I don't want to get married because it's not beneficial to me. A traditional marriage is not beneficial to me. We're not talking about the man going out there and working all day long to support you and a kid that's not even his. But you don't want to get folded up like a pretzel. I get that. You don't want to cook. You don't want to. Oh, I don't want a man asking me for what's for dinner. I don't want a man all up in my face. Or want a man having to clean up after a man. I'll clean up after my 5-year-old because he makes a mess. What happens when a man has to clean up after you? What happens when you leave water bottles all over the place and the man has to pick them up? What happens? Oh, it's just that time of the month. I just, can you run out and go get me this? Can you go run out and get me that? What happens when you get pregnant? And then you need to go, I need you to go do this. I need you to go do that. Oh, and I as the woman that you are, I really need a massage and a facial and the whole works just to make me feel normal again. And you need to feel normal every week. So you go to that massage every week. In my experience from seeing those types of services, it's about $300. You might get, let's say for an hour and a half, it might cost you about $150 because it's a pampering service. So now I got to pay upwards of $250, $300 every week. And this is for the provider man that you guys are looking for, but you don't want to be folded up like a pretzel. Oh, I ran my car out of gas again. Do you think that you might be able to go down there at 12 o'clock at night when I should be getting ready to go to bed? Do you think that you put gas in my car? And you think, oh, it's not a big deal, but that happens more than you would think that it does. There's a lot of different things that modern women leave undone around the house that they think they're putting up. They don't recognize it because it's them. It's only them in the house and nobody's complaining because it's just them. But when somebody has to come behind you and clean up and pick up certain things and change certain things that you've changed that you don't see as an issue, then you don't care about it because you don't see any weaknesses or any deficiencies in yourself. That's why at some point in time, I don't care what type of weave you put on. I don't care what type of leather you have in your seats. And it looked like she was sitting in the Porsche. Great for you. Great for you. Fantastic. But you guys don't understand that your attitude can be bad in a hoopty. It can be bad in a luxury car. It don't matter. And that's where a lot of men are. The entitlement, the stupidity, the thinking that, well, I don't want to be doing all this for him, but I want him to do all this for me.